the Kansas City Chiefs.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Coming up, it's Divisional Round Saturday, and we've got an AFC battle on tap between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Pittsburgh Steelers. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talked about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
And he opts to not bring this one out. The first drive will start at the 25. They'll run for the first time with Clyde Edwards-Helaire. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. From the gun, it's Mahomes rolling to his left. And now he's going to use his legs. A good decision in the end to pull it and run, gets him 9 yards and a first.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
They'll run. It's Edwards-Helaire. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50.
Partner, I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on 2nd and less than a yard. They'll run here with Edwards-Helaire.
Edwards-Helaire, the ball carrier.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
Now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
I usually hesitate when I say a guy's got world-class speed, but this guy might. So let's fire the starter's pistol. Let's go. If you've got him, you've got to try and use him. A lot of anticipation with the ball in the air, but no, incomplete.
Smith catches left side. And he gets this only to the 44-yard line. Not near enough to keep the drive alive.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check-down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
So here are the Steelers backed up to start their initial drive. And their quarterback, well, everyone knows he's got height, standing at 6'6".
And what a great game that was to watch last week because he put on a show in the wild card round with 5 touchdown passes. So if you ever want to see what a hot quarterback looks like, watch that tape. Let's see if that same hot quarterback shows up in this one.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Well, he's going to take a shot right away. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. 39 yards there, a big one.
Well, I don't think anyone would argue that having that extra week definitely helps come playoff time. And those were some fresh legs right there. That extra practice time and planning, certainly in evidence.
The big play has them all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. First carry now for the former Badger, Jonathan Taylor. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know, you know better than I, he has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run.
And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down.
Nice play there to force the incompletion, and to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
His first reception of the divisional round matchup, but it's good for a 1st down as well.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice 1st down. Drive keeps moving.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Taylor. And he'll take this close to a 1st down at the Chiefs' 28. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. On the pickup there, and now they'll have it 1st and goal. Boy, an effective play there, getting their wideouts involved in the run game.
And what they're always hoping on that type of a play, that they can get to the end of the line and have a chance to turn it upfield as he did there. That means they controlled the block.
And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. An 8-yard touchdown run. And the Steelers have taken a 1st quarter lead. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
Kick this one away, and off it goes. Taken in the end zone. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25.
Kansas City taking the field for their 2nd drive. They're forced to play catch-up early in this division round game as they search for a seat in the AFC Championship round. Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. The throw over the middle, taken in. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A pickup of 24. And that's where the play began, the 24-yard line.
Now, that was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
Now a carry for Edwards-Helaire. And he'll get this one across midfield and down into Steeler territory.
Wide Edwards-Helaire.
Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Not the kind of game that we'll go absolutely crazy for, but it's the kind of game that you need to have when you're running back in the NFL. And Clyde Edwards-Helaire, with that low center of gravity and strength, he's going to get those tough, gritty yards for you when necessary.
He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down.
The keeper taken down at the 43-yard line. A 5-yard pickup on the play. And it's 3rd down.
Working from the gun, Mahomes. The open man is Smith. And he will have a Chiefs first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1. 2 catches now in this divisional round matchup. That one, a first down. Throwing now is Mahomes. And he's going to lose a yard or 2. Taken down behind the line.
That play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
Yeah, blink of an eye. That happened fast and a big sack. 38-yard line, 2nd and 11. Another try after the first down sack. Mahomes throwing middle, and it's complete. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 26. The Chiefs with the football as we start the second quarter, as they've got it with a 1st and 10. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Here's Edwards-Helaire. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
That call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing a shotgun, and they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
Mahomes firing complete.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage.
A great job there by this defense. They give up the long drive, but in the end, it looks like they'll force a field goal attempt.
So on 4th down, Mahomes off, Harrison Butker on for the Chiefs field goal. Right hash, 37-yard attempt. Butker's kick here is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, partner, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. So I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone and get you 6?
At their own 25-yard line.
So Pittsburgh retakes the field for their second offensive possession. And they'll be looking to build off of a nice drive last time, a drive that really relied on the quarterback.
Making good decisions, distributing the ball well, distributing it accurately, keeping it away from danger. A really nicely run drive.
And now the defense offense, what adjustments do they need to make in the passing game?
Pass rush, pass rush, pass rush. Whether it's the guys up front or maybe you bring additional guys, but you've got to disrupt the timing of them throwing the football.
We'll see if they can disrupt it here. So the ref takes a peek here.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
I'm sure as a coach, when you throw the flag, you hold your breath, then you get the verification you were right, a sigh of relief.
Not only a sigh of relief, a little vindication as well, because every time you pull that red flag and throw it, you could be costing your team a timeout.
They do get a yard there, but only a yard, leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 30. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. And we'll see if that pick 6 looms large as this game continues, because we've seen plays like that alter a lot of playoff contests over the years.
I would agree with that totally. And you often think to yourself, why do they alter it so much? Because after games, don't we hear coaches and players say, well, one play doesn't usually determine the outcome? But I don't think that's really true, do you? Because there's times when we see plays like that, and all of a sudden the momentum jumps to that team side, it deflates the other side, and they never pick it back up. And then things really go from there, don't they?
That's the thing for me. We talk about momentum changes. A play like that is the ultimate momentum change. They'll run with Taylor to begin the drive. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. Now it appears we've got a Chief moving pretty gingerly down there. We'll check on his status when we get back. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's a throw that's taken in out of the backfield. He's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. That one goes for 24 yards.
One of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field, and here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Now Taylor. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line.
Taylor is the ball carrier.
There to stop him, Juwan Bentley.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
He'll buy some time right. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
They'll need to get it to the 30 for a first. This is 3rd down. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. More problems here on 3rd down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on 3rd down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration, now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
KC's offense ready to take over. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them want to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you've met fan bases that wanted that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
To throw again on second down. Mahomes. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Give him 14 on that one and a first down.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Throwing on first down is Mahomes. Completes it to Hardman. That catch good for only a couple.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Looking to throw again on second down. Mahomes. Able to make something out of nothing there. 17 yards and a first down.
Well, that was man coverage. So once he decides to run with the football, there's no one to account for him, and he turns it into a nice gain.
Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's first and 10 at the 39-yard line. Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. And he stopped immediately there. Now it appears we have a Steeler here slow to get up. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. Throwing on second down. Mahomes sliding out of the pocket. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
He was able to get away earlier in the drive, but apparently all the time they put in practice finally came to the front, didn't it? They remembered their lessons and found a way to contain him when he took off on that one.
They need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a first here on third down. Now here's Mahomes. He's going to air one out. The Steeler defense locked in, forcing an upcoming fourth down.
I see what they were trying to do there, trying to find some dead space in the middle of the field and take their shot right there. A really good idea, but it winds up incomplete.
And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt.
Chiefs 13.
These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted. But I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. A carry by Taylor to start the drive. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. But we know he's an electric runner. Earlier this half, you were wondering how they were going to bottle him up at different levels. That was your suggestion. Some mixed results.
Yeah, certainly, because we have seen him bottled up at times. We've seen him playing very well. We've also seen him pop the cork a few times and get out of there, haven't we?
We have indeed. But he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
So now first and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 43. From the gun, it's Taylor. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. We remind you, as we've done all year, that coming up at halftime, we will visit with Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll let you know what's going on here on a very eventful divisional round weekend. Eluding the pressure right. Oh, you saw that one come. It's intercepted. Thrown back across his body. Picked off at the 16. And he'll bring this one back to the 29.
I think that interception happened for two reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open, otherwise just don't do it.
Now this one to his running back out of the backfield. 6 yards on the pickup, and that'll make this a second down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
And he'll be brought down right around the 37. The Steelers signal for the second of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down. Mahomes going to throw. And that's caught by Smith. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35.
Mahomes pass.
27 yards there on a very nice third down conversion.
Well, sometimes our pregame meetings do pay off, don't they? What do the guys in the locker room call him?
Well, they said it with a chuckle. They called him Old Reliable.
Yeah, that means he doesn't move quite as fast as he used to, but he still knows all the tricks, doesn't he? Even that little gentle push-off in order to get open, he finds a way to pick up a first down.
Mahomes now on first down. And he'll look underneath here for Edwards-Helaire. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Now it's Mahomes again. Out to his left. Mahomes he lost the football, and it's picked up by the Steelers. Defenders giving chase, but I don't think they're going to get there.
Right down there.
He takes it back to the house. A fumble recovery for a Steelers score. And that's a linebacker showing he can move pretty good with a football in his hand.
That's not just a short shuttle now. He took it and went a pretty good distance, didn't he? Did you get the 40 time on that?
I didn't, but he got 6 points out of it. I know that's a great play for that defensive unit.
That is good.
Extra point right down the middle, and that will make this a 4-point game.
Chiefs 13.
So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. Fielded in the end zone. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25.
At their own 25 yard.
And now here comes Kansas City. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk is a big decision here.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. The Chiefs quickly now are going to use the last of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. So possession still theirs, but now they face a third down. Mahomes now to throw. He's got his man. That's Hardman. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. That's a third down conversion of 24 yards there. Nice play.
Gain on the play. First down, Chiefs.
Mahomes now on first down. But it's caught on the right side at Smith. 3 yards the gain there, second down.
Complete to Jonnu Smith. A 3-yard pick.
So on second down, the field goal unit in. And now due to apparent time constraints, we fast forward to the beginning of the second half.
To kick off.
Win or go home, that's the name of the game, and we're back underway with the second half of this AFC divisional round. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Steeler offense now with a football first here to begin the third quarter. And in enemy territory last time through the interception. We'll see what they do on this drive.
Can't wait to see how it alters what they decide to do in play calling. Do they continue to throw the ball? Do they want to lean more on the running game? It'll be an interesting sequence of plays. And they got coming up.
Does it often affect the play calling with the interception? How much does that change what you do?
I think it does, depending on why the interception was thrown. Sometimes it's just a matter of the defense made a great play, so you continue to come back. But if it's on you, if the offense just doesn't have the confidence, if you're a little bit shaky, maybe try and take the pressure off and run the ball a little bit.
First and 10, Taylor now. And he'll take it across the 50 and into Chief territory.
He's across.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
At the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run. But the goal is to shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
His first reception of the divisional round matchup, but it's good for a first down as well.
You don't always expect tight ends to be big in terms of run after the catch, but after that play, he joins a growing band of players that's putting that stereotype right on its ear.
Now some good hard running there as he'll push his way forward for about 5.
He's brought down at the 31.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it, and to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that, so when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
We talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a first down.
They'll run here with Taylor. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Jonathan Taylor, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Steelers are going to add on to their lead.
The week off hasn't hurt him one bit. 1,000-yard 200-yard rusher in the regular season, got his first touchdown here in the playoffs. Perhaps the week off energized him.
A great article in the paper this morning basically saying that they would not have won the division without him. And he's not their only piece, but I think that's a fair statement.
It's easy to say it this way. He's their main cog.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Taken in the end zone. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line.
Their own 25-yard line.
So here's the Chiefs offense ready for their first reps in half number 2. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things work well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Now this throw caught left side. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 15 yards on the play, first down. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Now Mahomes. Flushed out right. They'll try and run it. He turned that into a nice gain. Gets him 8 yards closer for third down.
The keeper. It's a gain of 8. Brings up 3rd and inches.
And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he will have a Chiefs first down, maybe by about a yard, as they find a way to convert on 3rd and inches.
3rd and inches, they just hand it to the big battering ram there. That's football 101, isn't it? That's bread and butter. Turn around and hand it to the big fella and let him get forward for a first down.
Now Edwards-Helaire. And he's taken down inside the 30. That one good for 12 yards in a Kansas City first.
First downs have not come easy, and neither have runs like this throughout this game.
Absolutely not. He finally felt like, whoa, a sigh of relief. We got something going in the running game. On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. They'll roll him out right. Now he'll pull it down. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
Partner, as a quarterback, sometimes you just got to know when the clock has gone off in your head, it's time to go. Tuck it and get all you can.
Operating from the red zone now, Mahomes. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete.
Well, you know you don't want to make a mistake in that area, so you make sure you make a smart throw. Throw it out towards the sidelines. If you overshoot your guy, so be it. It's just the incompletion that we saw there.
He'll run it, and he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. He'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's 3rd down.
So many times we talk about having good eye discipline when you're playing defense, making sure your eyes are in the proper place on a given play. Looks like that discipline came to the front there, didn't it? They were able to hold him for a short gain when he took off running.
Dancing to his left. But he's able to pick up the first before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it leads to a 1st and goal.
Now that's disappointing for the defense. They had the advantage, had excellent coverage all over the field, but they let him get away, scramble, and pick up a first down, and inside the 5-yard line.
They'll run with Edwards-Helaire, and he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal. Good first step there defensively, but they're still knocking on the doorstep, so Maybe another run here?
I think so. One of my favorite coaches used to say, son, if you could darn near lay down near the end zone and get in, give me my best power running play with my best back right now.
It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now third down coming up.
Sometimes in the run game, you can make the argument that quickness beats size. And how about the example right here?
They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes third and goal. Here's Mahomes to throw. Steps away to his left. Now he's going to be swallowed up and taken down. Sacked back at the 5-yard line. Nothing doing there as the 13th play of the drive proves to be unlucky.
That's quite a stand there defensively. A huge sack on third down, and that's going to force him into a field goal attempt.
Butker's kick here is good. And that'll make this an 8-point game. He's got 9 points on field goals now. He's made 3 of them. That gets him a bit closer, but there's no question they need to start turning some of these 3s into 6s.
And for him, it's not his concern, right? He just goes out there when they call on him and goes ahead and puts points up on the board. But the offense has got to get together and figure out what's stalling their drives, so they have to keep calling on him.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. Good drive last time. Really effective passing the football. Do you maybe mix it up, now go to the ground game and surprise the defense a little bit?
I would anticipate the defense making some changes, but I wouldn't necessarily just absolutely go in the opposite direction. They're doing so well throwing the ball.
Yeah, why
I wouldn't change it up until they showed me a reason to do so.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a third down.
A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
They'll get this right past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Give him 35 yards there on the third down conversion.
37-yard line.
One quarter remains for the right to advance to the AFC title game. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front 7 reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing, slowing them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
Down the throw left sideline here is complete. Yeah, he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect him to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
And he'll take this one inside the 10 down to the 8. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Cody Barton on the stop. A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7 at the Chiefs' 8-yard line.
Got his man, it's caught for a Steelers touchdown. From 8 yards out, and the Steelers find a way to stretch their lead. That's why you've got your star out there. Throw the ball to him. They did.
That's simply saying we don't care what coverage you put out there. He's so good, we're going there with the football anyway, and there's not a thing you can do about it.
Inside the red zone, they go to him. He gets it done. And the lead is up to 15 now. So that drives 7 plays in length. And it ends with the Steelers finding the end zone. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Fielded in the end zone. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
At their 25-yard line.
Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over.
Their hopes of advancing past this divisional round hanging by a thread, if that, as they begin here with a 1st and 10 on the wrong side of the scoreboard.
From the gun, it's Mahomes. And he's going to keep it here. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
On the keeper. He was tackled at the 27-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. Over the middle to Smith. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Smith.
And he will have a Chiefs 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
8th catch for him now. He's been a big factor. And it's a 1st down. Looking to throw is Mahomes. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down.
T.J. Watt
Able to get him for a loss of about 3. And on that one, the protection just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in pass protection. Get lower than that defensive lineman so that you can keep your balance and keep him away from your guy trying to throw the football.
And the stiff arm proved fruitful for a second, but the daylight quickly snuffed out.
5 yards.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it could turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
He's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42.
Fran, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
They'll go for it. It's Mahomes. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 36.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games, and now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
Pittsburgh set to take over again on offense. They have to like the position that they are in. 4th quarter, 2-score lead, and now the ball back after the INT.
They'll run on 1st down. Taylor. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Brandon, you know how many times we've done games, and at the start of the 4th quarter, we see both teams hold up the 4 fingers. 4th quarter is ours. Well, how about this drive? You saw the 4 fingers for 4-minute offense, and this offensive line has really hunkered down and established themselves.
Now, this is where they say, put the game on our shoulders, we'll lead the way, right?
No doubt about it. And let me tell you, if you're a running back, all you want to do is get behind those big fellas, have a little vision, and find some space.
And a solid way to do that on the first play of the drive there. The Steelers on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. As he throws and the ball is out. It's a live football. And it's picked up by the Chiefs. And a super return as he gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line.
Partner, that one looked like it was over. I mean, they had control, had the football, and the defense had to make a play in order to keep them in the game. That's exactly what they did.
And now that door ajar, 2-score game, so hold on here, not done in the 4th. He's going to take off with it. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's second down.
Looked to me like they adopted what my kindergarten teacher always said. If at first you don't succeed, try again. And finally, able to hold him in check. He'd been carving him up running the ball.
That's the first time I think I've seen where the coverage was good downfield, and they accounted for him and stopped him for a short pickup.
Yeah, I don't think it was a big adjustment, but much more emphasis on making sure they knew where he was when he decided to take off and go.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. They've got it first and goal as they look to punch in a late score. This will be caught at about the 6. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pick up at 3. 3 yards the gain there, second down. And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet. Okay, so they got the score. Do you go for 1 here and save the possible 2-point conversion for later?
I think you do, because if you go for 2 here and you don't get it, that's deflation. Yeah. Now you wonder why you're even going for it. Take the easy one now and come back and try and get it later.
They do tack on the extra point as well, as this gets them back within a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further.
Take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a first down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
That one looks like he'll throw here. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. And nothing doing here as this time the run maybe gets them back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. Now a second timeout called for by the defense, as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down. And all this is taken in one-handed. What a catch. The Chiefs quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The Steelers send out their punter now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And he'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. And here comes a big tight end as he gets set for this next drive. And look at the numbers. They have gotten him more involved. I guess the question now, Charles, defensively, how do you make him less involved?
That's always a key question, isn't it? Sometimes other guys are starting to play really well and you shift your attention to them. You got to make sure you got full focus on him because he's so good that if you don't, he finds a way to make plays. Always have 2 guys in his vicinity.
They got his man complete. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. It's a gain of 35. To throw, it's Mahomes.
Brandon, that was a nice route that time. Lined him up on the right and worked his way across the formation. One of the toughest routes to cover because you keep waiting for the ball to be thrown or him to break something off. He goes all the way across the field, right to left for a big play.
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. T.J. Watt in there to drop him as that clock continues to run. And this is going to be caught on the final play, a touchdown. How about that? And a 2 conversion now will send us to overtime.
Well, there's no doubt that this crowd has absolutely been rocked by what they just saw, but guess what? There's still 2-point conversion to deal with. Still a little drama left.
One final try from Mahomes. Forced out to his left. And he'll get into the end zone as the 2-point conversion is successful. Overtime in a playoff game. Awesome setup. Remember, so a tie ball game here as the kick's away.
Taken in the end zone. And they will play it safe here and bring this one out to the 25.
So out now comes the offense back onto the field. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down and attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
Yeah, as we said, they control their own destiny now.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. First throw of overtime for Mahomes. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. The intended receiver there was Jonnu Smith. But now it's 3rd down.
Well, when you've got a tight end who can run, you've got to give him a shot to unlock the defense. Want to see what they can get. Taking the big shot downfield. That one winds up incomplete.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Working from the gun, Mahomes. This pass going to be caught by Hardman. And he will have a Chiefs first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Nice play for Kansas City, picking up the first 18 yards that time. Charles, you get into these overtime situations, that's not a bad guy to dial into.
Well, when you have to have plays, especially in a spot as you just described, we're in OT, you've got to go to the guys you can trust and you know are going to make the plays. Well, they said it's not the X's and the O's, it's the Jimmies and the Joes.
He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir. Able to turn that into a positive gain.
On 2nd down, a run with Edwards-Helaire.
And he'll get this one across midfield and down into Steeler territory. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
And he's got the first, but we also have a flag on the field. And they're already walking backwards. So on the big tight end, holding.
Each and every year, we talk about very few tight ends coming into the league that are polished blockers or asked to do it a lot in college. So it's a constant struggle and a constant fight to learn how to do it without holding.
From the gun on 3rd down, Mahomes. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he'll take this to the 47, but no further, as they get him down well short of the line to gain. Now, after the punt on that play, we've got a man down on the field. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. This is taken at the 15. They'll score that a 36-yard punt. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. Their defense did its job, got the stop. All they need is 3, and this is over.
Couldn't have done much else other than score themselves and end it. But they turned it back over to them, and now all they need is a field goal to win the game. Excellent job by the defense. Can the offense finish things off?
Yeah, part one is done, now part two.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
On second down, it's Taylor. He's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Give him 14 on that one, and a first down.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside, and so many times defenses say, okay, we've got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Brings up 2nd and 4.
Incomplete.
You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield, but they had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
Down and 4.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. He's going to float this one deep right side. Oh, so close, but incomplete. Could have been a big turnover in overtime if he'd held on. Instead, though, it's 4th down.
Well, partner, I think the defensive fellas got the memo, and they decided to cover him on that play.
Yeah, he's already up over 100 yards in this game. They tried a deep shot, couldn't get it.
Yeah, when you've had that much success, finally someone said, let's try and put a stop to it and put people on him. That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb.
KC's offense ready to take over.
Well, they're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shot of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So he's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
In overtime, you have to be smarter than that.
A personal foul just can't happen. Have to have poise.
So now factoring in the face mask, here's 1st and 10. Now here's Mahomes, rolling to his right, and now he's going to use his legs. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at 2nd down.
He certainly had plenty of success running the ball, and right now I'm getting the sense that he's looking to take off and run every time he steps back to throw it.
But they did a nice job there collapsing on him and holding him to a short gain. They go play fake. Mahomes. Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 24. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 for Steeler touchdown. The Steelers going to survive and advance as we say so long, everybody.